Good afternoon, this is Jeff of Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 2754 Southeast 174th Avenue here in Portland, located at the back of the house. I describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front of the house. So as you face the front of the house from the street, the line, it exits out the rear of the home here, but pretty close to the back left corner. We're about 5 feet, in fact, better landmark, honestly. If you're working your way in from this back corner, the clean out sits right in front of the very first foundation vent you come to. Off that direction is the patio here. So if you were to, just keeping the orientation as if you're out in the road, looking at the front door of the house, if you were to walk to the back slider door, you'd walk out, turn left, and come over here. And it's 5 feet in from that back left corner. Anyhow, 3-inch ABS clean out. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is currently running. We're going to zero the foot counter out here at the base of the clean out. Alright, off we go here. And based on how the line's turning right now, it looks like the line's going to turn and go out to the side street, as far as I can tell. Camera is upside down right now, if you didn't figure that out already. Superbly clean sewer line. This is exactly how you want your sewer line to look right here. These are folks that are doing a very good job at not putting their cooking oil and grease down the pipe. I'm a big stickler on that. After 13 years and 25,000 sewer scopes, I am much more concerned about thick grease buildup than I am about a lot of structural issues, like bellies, for instance, offset joints. What I have found is it often, especially in plastic sewer pipes that have nice smooth pipe walls that already do a great deal to help mitigate blockages and buildup from occurring. Usually when I'm catching a belly, for instance, you know, one that you would call reasonably significant, when those things are backing up, by and large what I'm looking at is a line that's got a big ball of wipes, paper towels, flushable wipes stuck in it, and or balled up toilet paper. But almost always there's a nice thick layer of grease buildup too. Does the same thing it does to your arteries. Builds up, constricts them down, and it makes your lines sticky. So the stuff that might, you know, for instance, the most common blockage out there is balled up toilet paper, often created by kids. Those toilet paper blockages, what most people often don't even realize is they block up all the time, but they break loose pretty easily after, you know, 3 to 5 feet of pipe fill up behind them. It's enough to get them to bust loose. When your pipe walls are greased up, that same blockage that breaks loose easily can now withstand 20, 30, 40 feet of pipe filling up behind it. And it's more likely a run-of-the-mill thing like that will turn into an actual sewer event. So it's a good maintenance item to keep up on. We've reached the main here at 64 feet. We're going to go locate real quick here while the pipe drains out. We'll take a better look at everything as we come back. Thus far, line's looking great. Alright, went out and tried to locate here. Got kind of a weak signal out on the side street. The line dives down pretty good there at the end, which has probably made it hard to locate. Anyway, you can see there's a little bit of grease buildup out here. That's what it looks like. Much of the line has hardly anything in it. And if you're going to have grease buildup, that's where you want it to be, way out at the end of the sewer line. But the reason you'll often get grease buildup in one spot, not the other, you know, in this case, out towards the end of the line, the further and further that stuff travels, the more that the water that's carrying it cools down, it starts to harden up and coagulate the further it gets out. What that tells me, this is a household that it likely washes its dishes with hot water and waits for the water to get hot. It's kind of an interesting thing. If you are a house that's anal about using hot water, you'll get very little to no grease buildup on the inside and a bit of the exterior, but all of it will collect somewhere on the outside of the house. If it's a cold water dishwashing house, the outside pipe will often be quite clean because all the grease buildup hardens up on the inside of the house because it's running with cold water. It hardens up instantaneously. There's a little bit of sewer knowledge for you probably weren't asking for, but I gave it to you anyway. Anyway, line looks like, as it makes its way out here, just watching the turns. You make one 45, another 45, which creates a full-on left turn, and then from this point forward, the line goes, it just runs straight. And you can actually see a little bit of a depression in the grass where they ran that line. Anyhow, it just does a nice straight shot out to the street there, out to the side street. And good looking sewer line. A little bit of grease buildup in the latter half of the line, but it's nowhere near a point where it needs cleaning. You have good flow all the way out. All the pipe we just scoped is in good condition. Structurally, there's nothing about that line I could even nitpick. Fantastic looking sewer line. It is functioning properly at this time. Anyhow, if you want to keep your line clean, good maintenance item, especially if this is first household or first home purchase for you, and you're not familiar with that, what I tell most people is the rule of thumb. If you've got enough grease or oil on your pans that when you were to turn them sideways, this is when the pans are hot or warm, you turn them sideways and there's enough on there to run off the pan in beads or worse, it's at that point you want to do something about it. Let the pan cool down, wipe it out with a paper towel, or pour the grease into a jar. If it's a thin little coating of Pam spray, hot water and soap handles that just fine. The key when you have any amount of fats going down your line, use soap, use hot water, and keep the hot water running for about a minute after you're done washing your last dish. It helps to keep everything melted and emulsified until it gets out to the main or at least a good distance from the house. Anyhow, sewer line looks great and it's functioning properly at this time.